I want to give you a quick start tutorial on how to make a beat on the TR8-S. I don't want to spend too much time to talk about all the features in this machine. I just want to show you how easy it is, or not, to make a beat with it. So, first of all, let's have a look at the face of the machine. You can imagine it's divided in four main parts. Two parts, one on the left and one on the right, one in the middle and one below. So let's start from the simple part. Below you have a sequencer, 16 steps, and you have a start and stop button to have the machine running. Then on the left you have kind of a setting or utility part, which is more related to performance. And on the right, a similar utility part, which is related to sound design. In the middle, you have a mixer with beautiful faders, knobs, and every fader and every line of three knobs is related to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 instruments. So, without further ado, let's have a look at how we can make a beat. So as I said, on the left we have some utility buttons that helps you with your performance. We select an empty bank, and to do that you hold pattern select. I go to bank 7, for example, I know it's empty, and then we have 16 patterns. Choose pattern 1. And you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, 8 variations. I select variation A, and then how do we input beats in the sequencer? Well, you have 2 or 3 different ways. The first one is the TR8. With this option, you just select one of the 11 instruments. Let's start with the kick, PD, which is bass drum, and you push it. Okay. As you can see, we already have something pre-recorded here. Let's hear it. In this case, the pattern is not empty because previously I recorded something here. Let's say we want to clear this pattern. How do we do that? You hold clear and push the variation. Now it's completely empty. Okay? Nothing there. How do we input beats? Now we are in TR8 mode and we are selecting the kick. If you want to hear it and you don't want to record it, you can push this button and you can hear the kick in question. Be careful that the sequencer is not running, if not you will be recording it. Look. You see? Now it's recorded. And it keeps going in this variation. If you go to variation B, there's something different, something I pre-recorded. But let's go back to variation A. Okay? If you want to shape the tone, let me raise the volume a bit. If you want to shape the tone, of this instrument, you have 4 knobs. The first one is tune, how to tune it. Okay, it's more acute. And then you can go lower, very low. You can also have different values of the tuning for every step. You do that by holding one step, for example this one, and you move the knob, but you have to have motion on. So let's do it again. Okay, now they are all in different intonations. Then you have the decay, which can be, if you remove the motion, the kick has only one tuning, motion on, back. You see the tuning is moving as you recorded that. Then we can talk about motion recording further later on. But let's look at the second knob, decay. You can have very long decay or very short one, which is almost a click. But let's stop it. Now let's put a 4 on the floor. More decay. Okay, and then you have a control knob, which in this case is the balance, but you can change what you control with this knob by holding Control Select and by moving this value knob here. Okay, so now we have 4 on the floor with the bass drum. We're talking about this part here. I told you you have to select a bank or a pattern with this button. Now you have this recording function, which is the tier rack, and we were recording the bass drum. Now we move to the second instrument, snare drum. We can enter the steps in this way, or we can use another way to do that, which is called instant rack, and you do that by playing in real time. Then you go back to tier rack, you have it here. It's pretty much the same if you do it with the tier rack, but with tier rack you can also quickly move it to the right place, okay? And then if you go to instant play, it just lets you play in real time without recording it. As you can see, we have this beautiful pad here that lets you audit the instruments. Low tom, middle tom, high tom, rim shot, hand clap, closed hat, open hat, cymbals, writing cymbals. Well, I don't know what's the difference between these two, but we can have a quick look by clicking on instruments. You see cymbal, gate cymbal. As I was telling you earlier on, in the right part of the machine you have the sound design utilities, and right now I'm clicking on instrument. If you click this, it lets you see which instrument is being selected by all of this. For example, if I let the sequencer run, we have this automated bass drum. We want to change it. Okay, instrument is selected, so you just tweak the volume knob to get different basses, bass drum. Okay, this is more techno. I like this. 909. Then snare drum. Now we have an 808 snare. Do we want to try perhaps a different one? We want to audit them all. Let's go to instant play, so we make sure we're not recording. Then instruments, and we tweak them up until you hear something like. I actually like a 909, so instant track. I want it here, and I want a shorter decay. Here is very long, to the left is very short. Do we like the tuning? Do we want So we had a look at how to TR rack the steps, how to instant play, instant rack them, and then we had a look at the motion. Now what about last? Last is about last steps. Okay, now we have there is snare drum sequence, and if you click on last, this lets you select which is the last step for this part. Let's remove the kick. Okay, you have shorter and shorter sequences. This alone is not doing much, but in conjunction with other instruments and other lamps, you have kind of polyrhythms. No, you do have polyrhythms. Listen to it. So this is creating some sequences that kind of never repeat themselves, and it keeps the pattern interesting. Okay, so that was last pattern. Now let's have a look at sub. What is sub? Sub is for substeps. Now I selected the low tom. Do you like this? Let's change it. Let's see what we can have. Okay, low tom, middle tom, this is very aggressive. Well, I kind of like the first one. Let's leave it at that. Okay, now let's hear only the low tom, and let's randomly add some steps. As you remember, we can change the notes of the steps. Motion record has to be on. You select one step and you tweak the knob. Now all the notes are the same. I want to change this one and have it very high. And let's change this one a bit too. More. Okay. Let's decay. This is controlling the panel. But yeah, we wanted to look at substeps. So what is a substep? Substep is a step with subdivisions, so more steps in one. Sorry for my poor explanation, but let me hear you. Let me have you hear one. Let's put it here, 9. So sub is selected, I put one here. First without. Okay, and you can change the subdivisions by holding it and tweaking the volume knob. 4 divisions, 2 divisions. And then you can also have flams by holding shift and sub, and let's put one here. Okay, and you can also put weak beats. You do that by removing substeps. You hold shift and you input a weak beat here, for example. as the other ones. I hope you can notice that. But yeah, holding sub, you can input substeps, which are steps subdivided into more steps. Then by holding shift and sub, you have flams, and then by holding shift and selecting the step, you have quick beats. Of course, sub must not be selected. Okay, let's hear the pattern, the whole pattern. Okay, as I said, we can tweak the knobs, the control knobs, to or the decay knob or the tune knob while rec is on. For example, let's do that with the decay here as well. Okay. Okay. We had a quick look at the mixer with the faders and knobs and the instrument selectors. We had a look at the sequencer. You know that there is a pad to play. And then there is also a mute button. Okay, so all the three instruments are muted right now. I want to put back the bass drum. You only hear that. I put back everything. If you want to solo an instrument, you can also do shift plus mute, and then you select the instrument that you want to solo. And if you want to put all the instruments back on, you had to do a mute, clear, and you have everything back. So there is a very convenient mute button if you don't want to play with the faders in real time. You also have this option. Okay, let's go back to the machine. There is accent, for example. Now let's play with the medium tone and let's hear it. Instant play. Okay, TR8, pa pa pa. If you want to put an accent, for example, on this step here, you select step, accent. Okay. You select the step where you want the accent and you twist the knob up until the level that you want to accent. You push against step, the accent is still there. Okay. What else do we have? We have reverb. And with the control knob you can select how much you want to send to the reverb. Then you have delay. Delay time, delay feedback. Control select. I want to control the delay sound. Yeah. Maximum delay sound. No delay. There is a tail of feedback going on. So let's let's reduce the feedback a bit, and then we turn the knob to send it gradually to the delay. Okay, and reverb. Then we have a master effect. Master effects here. In this case, it's a band interval. Should be a band pass filter or something crazy. With delay. Autofill manual trick, or you can have an autofilling every 2 measures, every 4 measures, and then you can have it off. And then on the right part of the machine you have the sound design tools. Right is to save all your patterns. Don't forget to save your patterns before turning off the machine or you will lose it all. For example, right pattern, right kit, right system. What I usually do is to hold shift and click right, overwrite, and you push OK, so it saves everything. But yeah, let's go back. Git cancel. Okay. Then you have 3 buttons. Kit, I showed you. You can change the kit. For example, we can do that in real time, and here how the pattern changes as the kit changes. With the TR909, TR727, 606, 626, and then some very interesting kits with samples. You see there is also a sample button here. Let's preview that. For example, sample. Okay, these are all the different samples that I loaded myself. Sorry. More decay. Okay, let's play with this one, for example, T-Rack. Bam, bam. And then you can play with the instruments, for example. Let's go with the range shots. Let's show what you got. Rim shot. This lets you select different instruments. This lets you select different kits, but if you hold shift and push instrument, you can change the settings of this instrument. And here there's so much to do. You can lose hours and hours just to tweak this. Okay, tune, you can change the tune from here as well. So decay, coarse tuning, rate, spread, bit reduction. This is funny. Let me try. like it. I want to record this motion. Why it doesn't let me do that? Okay. Enter. Attack. Do you want lower attack? Or a very short attack? Yeah. Hold mode, hold time, filter, cut off. What else we got? Filter resonance. Filter attack, filter decay, filter envelope, gain, pan to the center, pan to the right. Okay, right now I don't hear the stereo effects. That's a pity. It has to do with my connections here, but I highly advise you to play with panning to the left and to the right, and to even record motions from left to right. That's very funny, as you can imagine. So I showed you how to write, which means how to save a pattern. Let's go back to the instrument. Then you can change a kit, you can even edit a kit, you can edit an instrument, you can edit a sample, and you can load your own sample with an SD card, which has a slot on the back. Then you can copy basically everything. You can copy a variation to the next one, you can copy a pattern to another pattern, and that's it pretty much. Last but not least, well, you also have pattern settings. You can change the tempo, the scale, the flam, and the scatter type, scatter depth. Scatter is in the auto fill-in. You either have a fill-in, sorry, two fill-ins and one scatter effect. Then you can choose a pattern name, and that's it. And last but not least, you have shuffle. With shuffle on the left, you have a different rhythm, tempo knob, okay. So that's it for today, and thank you very much for your attention. I hope you liked this quick demo. If you have further questions, or sorry, if you have any questions at all, just ask. I'd be happy to reply. And thank you. Have a good day.